Hello, Merry Christmas. Consciousness is high, raises, sees, telling. Inherent sees, telling. Consciousness is high, raises, inherent sees, telling. Mother's alpha, tell. Consciousness. Consciousness is high, ch. Raises, inherent, telling. Mother's alpha, c. Mother has an alpha and an omega c. This is why and how both men and women come from a mother. This is why and how when Jesus Christ says he is the Alpha and he is the Omega, this is about the order to the value of metaphysics, simultaneously and distinctly from where and how and why is the order of the value of physics, distinctly, non-distinctly, and simultaneously. Each identity of value progression shares this identity's relationship to itself, and the value of that. This is why we all long for clean water, the same exact way, no matter who we are. This is all why we have the identity of positive and negative in relationship to our individual identities, no matter who we are. Individually, we simultaneously semi-nature in relationship to and with grouped sexes, ages, areas, physical culture, and species bond and demonstration of identities culture, identity's nature of volume, its identity of relationship to itself and the value of that, which is self-generating. This is about the identity of value progression that came from before matter was bonded. This is what generated matter. One identity's identity, its identity of relationship to itself and the value of that, which is increasing, which is also increasing the value of its identity relationship to the parts of itself which are increasing. How it is self-generating. This is why we have to be good all year to understand Santa Claus. Everyone pretends he's not real because we don't get a present. Species body's not going to get a present. Gifts. Evolution's fruits and gifts. This is about. Evolution science only feels like a game. Ancient gaming system is no game. We'll train. We play to seize. So all we have to do, this YouTube part of the gaming system will stand up for your area, no matter who you are. You're going to be a leader. We're going to force. All you have to do is claim us lower than bottom everywhere, let alone the most forsaken areas. Then we're going to be able to claim that properly. And we're going to put them on a path that doesn't, to lift out of that doesn't have us divided, worse than divided and conquered against ourselves, not by accident. This is only allowed, engineered here since before our founding parents were even born. In our faces, we have criminally foreign influence sciences, including history. Excuse me, American history, including self-valued, criminally foreign influence. All uses of knowledge, of the most knowledge of it, to get over on people. Our founders didn't have free speech. They're pretending they did because that speech forced them tactically then for now. That's what's really recorded. That's what James Madison really wanted us to understand. That's why our founders didn't have free speech. This was already entrenched here since before they were born. Why do you think anyone would take part of those crazy laws? Why do you think anyone would be one of those, this is designed to keep everyone, all modern parts of all locations, areas, and states of modern nations are engineered. They can't defend themselves as fact, shape, and nature. and not and appreciate and have understood what really causes negative value nature progressions, acts, and natures. Acts like predicate acts. Natures like criminal ceases. Natures wrongdoers. I'm not a lawyer. The bar itself originally instilled criminally foreign influence. Saint Nicholas, they put him in jail. We have people worried about pretending they're cared about what they speak to kids. But when it comes time to follow mandated law, they don't follow it. Then they want to have arguments between people relying upon databases that are stacked, criminally foreign influenced. We have highly criminally influenced courts originally still. Now every day they have to hide further and further from each age of correlation nature simultaneously inherent active and progressive means. And with sequence true, one way redeemed. It's native pure. Vaccine. So we have a problem where they can't follow mandated law. They use tactics, forging names, switching names. Now who's going to try to counter this? They're going to attach you and everyone tied to you to fake words, fake locations, fake ties to other people. Courts. We still have sick courts with worse than witch trials. You see the Democrats snapping on people with aggression when they ask calmly for things? Dishonestly. Now, those people, when you ask them calmly to follow mandated law, even in relationship to recorded abuses of kids, even sexual, even medical, even juxtaposed judicial, dozens of people with New Britain Superior Court are in the background plotting, hiding and plotting. You have to get them onto paper now. My Wethersfield police chief, you get them onto paper now. Have them stop forging, switching names. Tons of officers tied to him. Officer Powers or Officer Poisian involved with former director of the FBI down. I'll get around. Now you give me a response. WFSB, detach me and my family and others you attach to fake locations, fake words, fake ties to other people, and get those judges' names to one name in sequence with the prosecutors and get their kids on the paper too. And tell them sorry right through the parents and get a response for former Governor Malloy involved with them, with the principal sex offenders campus. I'll show you how to handle this because there are women judges, women prosecutors, women state's attorneys, or women roles with the courts, all the identities of them, inclusion through time with databases racketeering, intercities with our courts, with their family members, intercampuses, stacking predicate acts into databases, sequence shifts, human trafficking crimes with their narrative, fake things, boxings. Get me a response now. Don't pretend that all these other nations that they're speaking about in the news, like CNN, aren't involved with them. With their social locations, with the uses of all identity of the ground locations, all along roads, routes, and highways, at the end of exits, at the entrance to them, same thing. Boxing! Get me a response from them now. Have them pick one name in sequence because that's part of their tactics. That's part of their child abuses. That's part of their identity thefts. It's part of their human trafficking. Now they have identity of the ground locations next to the Connecticut media that are also involved with how they have themselves and their family members further and further invested to a pathology of crimes with child offenders, also crimes with their doctors and court various natures of courts criminally involved with them, like the principal sex offender since before he was caught. Those courts are also involved before the World Trade Center attack with a number of predicate acts and with a number of confessions regarding this. Intercities connected. Excuse me. These are judges recorded, and these are prosecutors, interbranch legal identities, pretending motivations mean what they don't. Now respond for them for the forging names and switching names. Let's go. Get them onto paper now. Merry Christmas.